Welcome to Business Line's State of the Economy podcast, where you'll find insight, analysis, and the story behind the numbers.
Hello and welcome to Business Line's State of the Economy podcast. I'm your host, Sanjana, the publication's tech reporter. Data indicates that the Indian artificial intelligence market is likely to grow at 25 to 35% annually and reach nearly $17 to $20 billion by 2027. Alongside, AI integration is set to boost the country's GDP by $500 billion by 2025. In today's episode, Sandip Patel, Managing Director of IBM India and South Asia, will discuss the role of technologies like AI and automation in reshaping how Indian businesses operate. Hi, Sandeep, and welcome to the podcast.
Great to be here, Sanjana.
So, AI integration is likely to boost India's GDP significantly in the near future. How do you think global companies like IBM contribute to this growth?
Let me preface this first by saying that, when I talk to clients, business partners in India, leaders of organizations, it's fair to say that the bets on artificial intelligence or AI are only getting bigger for helping businesses grow, which in turn, therefore, will boost the economy. I think there are estimates from different analysts that suggest that AI integration can almost boost our GDP to almost 500 billion by 2025 even. So some of the areas which I'm excited about how IBM is helping businesses in, let me just give you a few examples specifically. First, AI assistance for customer support. Since ensuring positive customer experience is a high priority for any organization, organizations are most willing to invest in this space. But more importantly, as per industry reports, about half of call center agents' time is spent on mundane tasks, including researching, gathering information, etc. With IBM's Watson X Assistant, we are helping businesses provide their customers a consistent, personalized, and convenient end-user experience around the clock without having to migrate their tech stack. That's one example. The second example is AI assistants for employee and enterprise productivity. In 2024, what we are seeing is the emergence of intelligent virtual agents who can actually get tasks done for you. We recently announced several upcoming updates and enhancements to our family of Watson X assistants, along with an upcoming capability, which is known as Watson X Orchestrate, to help clients build their own AI assistants across domains. So that's the second example. Third, AI coding assistants for enterprise developers. If you look around the world today, developers are managing thousands of applications to keep pace with the change, support digital transformations. And in this scenario, one of the key focus areas for businesses, especially in technology, is how they can augment their developers' productivity with the right platforms and tools. In this domain, IBM's Watson X Code Assistant leverages Gen AI to accelerate code generation, and it increases developer productivity while maintaining the principles of trust, security, and compliance at its core. The possibilities in this domain are endless. That is why our upcoming Think conference in Mumbai, which is on the 24th of September at the Geo Center, we are diving deeper into such use cases to explore and showcase how AI can really benefit Indian businesses.
How are technologies like AI and automation reshaping the way Indian businesses operate? Can SMEs capitalize on this technology for growth as well?
Absolutely. It's hard to have a conversation where you can avoid the topic of artificial intelligence in business today. I was just meeting a CEO of a financial services company recently, where we were there to talk about, you know, more macroeconomic topics. We were going to be discussing some industry issues, and the conversation very quickly moved to artificial intelligence, and specifically how artificial intelligence can really help transform the industry paradigm. So irrespective of whatever industry you look at, healthcare, retail, financial services, manufacturing, whatever the industry it is, business leaders want to know how using data can give them a competitive advantage and help address business challenges. Artificial intelligence for business is already driving organizational changes in how companies approach data analytics and also cybersecurity threat detection. I think the other dimension that is happening where how AI can contribute to the growth of businesses and economies is it is being implemented in key workflows like talent acquisition and retention, customer service, application modernization, in DevOps, as well as in core applications that enterprises and startup companies are using. Now, it is clearly artificial intelligence here to stay. The real game changer for Indian businesses is the ability to build and scale artificial intelligence that users can really trust.
And how has AI contributed to the growth of economies across the globe? And where do you think India stands in this journey?
We recently did a survey for around AI adoption across a variety of different markets around the world, different countries around the world. What we found is that 59% of Indian enterprise scale companies, they've already deployed artificial intelligence in their business. And about 27% are exploring or experimenting with artificial intelligence, but have not yet deployed their models. Whilst we may think that we are still scratching the surface when it comes to the technology's overall economic potential. What is interesting to note is that percentage of 59% using AI was one of the highest across all the countries that we surveyed, which means that there is a significant interest and an awareness of using this technology to really drive India's economic growth. However, I believe that there's still a lot of scope to accelerate India's AI story by connecting the dots between policymaking, investments, skilling, research and development, and doing all of this responsibly. Let me take a different dimension around skilling. If you think about India's growing technical talent pool, it presents a significant golden demographic that provides us with a tremendous opportunity. Interestingly, all the progress we're seeing around us today is being done by a remarkably small group of people. If we consider that India only has around 4.5% of the world's AI professionals currently, this is according to a BCG and an IIM Ahmedabad report that was recently published. So while we have the expertise, infrastructure, and investment from both public and private sectors, we really need to determine how we can contribute towards writing this next chapter of our country's digital transformation story. The ongoing challenges that I see for AI adoption, they remain areas around hiring employees with the right skill set, data complexity, and most important, ethical concerns around whether or not companies and customers can trust the outcomes from these AI models and AI applications. For the 27%, I talked about the percentage of adoption. For the 27% of the companies that are stuck in the sandbox, the next year or so will be about overcoming these barriers around skill gaps, data complexity, and most importantly, trust, so that we can truly, be a catalyst with this technology for driving India's economic growth.
Sandeep, do you think AI can sort of create a level playing field for businesses of all sizes? And if yes, how can this be achieved?
I believe that artificial intelligence is a technology which would apply to businesses large and small. The challenge typically for smaller organizations is not having enough data and resources, i.e., financial resources, manpower resources to properly train and deploy AI models. This is where the power of foundational models is significant. This is because they need less data and are much more cost effective. Foundation models are pre-trained on massive amounts of unlabeled data, which is less expensive to prepare, which actually ends up cutting costs. Once these are trained, these models can be easily adapted to use cases using 10 to 100 times less labeled data than previous approaches. So this is a way in which we can democratize this great AI technology. Now, let me tell you about how it's helping of our Watson X AI platform. It puts state-of-the-art proprietary foundation models in the hands of businesses, big or small. It is a next generation enterprise studio for artificial intelligence builders to train, validate, tune, and deploy both traditional machine learning and new generative AI capabilities that are powered by foundation models through an open and intuitive user interface. This is where SMEs can actually build AI applications in a fraction of the time with a fraction of the data to meet their needs with easy to use tools. This is where I believe that if we continue to evolve these foundation models and continue to democratize them, some of which we are already doing as leaders in this space, we will make this technology a lot more available to organizations large and small, and actually encourage SMEs to really take the full advantage and full advantage of the potential that this particular technology offers.
So, do you think there are some ethical and social considerations that businesses have to keep in mind before, implementing a technology like AI, which is still in its nascent stages, and there's some skepticism surrounding this?
We believe that responsible AI is responsible business. We
Hmm.
really need to scale responsible AI use for achieving the vision of what our honorable PM calls Viksit Bharat. We truly believe that businesses who want to employ AI, they must adopt responsible AI. And what does that really mean? It means that we adhere to the principles of explainability, fairness, robustness, transparency, privacy, and ensure that the technology actually benefits everyone, not just a few. You talked about small and large businesses. This is more broader than that. And there are three key principles that we sort of link to the concept of responsible AI. First, the purpose of AI is to actually augment human intelligence, and we should think about it that way. Second, data and insights that are generated, they belong to their creator. We really should keep that concept very pure. And third, AI must be transparent, explainable, so we should be able to explain the results, and free from harmful and inappropriate bias. Yet, when we look at our recent IBV CEO study that we did, it noted a contrast between understanding the need and actual adoption of AI governance policies. Interestingly enough, only 42% of Indian CEO respondents, they said that they've got a good generative AI governance in place today. So to help organizations in their effort to govern AI, we thought about this when we were building our own platform. And so we have built into it a whole module called watsonx.governance that offers an end-to-end automated AI lifecycle governance solution, which is specifically built to mitigate risk and improve compliance. So this meets enterprise needs in three areas. One, lifecycle governance. Two, managing risk and reputation. And third, compliance with regulations, industry standards, and internal policies. Now, why is this relevant? I think it's becoming more and more relevant as regulatory bodies like Reserve Bank of India and others are now starting to publish. They've just recently published a draft directive around responsible AI, which is now going to become relevant for all financial services institutions, for example. And I think this is something which will become very relevant, not just for regulated industries, but for any industry. And so our mission on responsible AI is not siloed, but focused on amplifying its importance across the ecosystem. This is why IBM and Meta, in collaboration with legal organizations across industry, startups, academia, research, government, we launched the AI Alliance in December last year. IIT Bombay has joined this alliance, and now we are working towards onboarding more and more organizations in India into this alliance. So this is where I keep impressing, I think, on to all of our clients, business partners, and the government that responsible AI is responsible business, and that is going to become very, very important to achieve the vision of a Viksit Bharat.
How can India leverage AI to enhance its global competitiveness and attract international investments?
India, as I told you, is been one of the early adopters of AI. I gave you some of the reference points for that. Secondly, we have a significant base of talent pool that we can skill to really drive the development, advancement, and evolution of this technology. And I think if we can bring these two together, but specifically in a very responsible way, India can truly become a world leader in this technology, not only for India, but for the world.
Thank you, Sandip, for shining a light on where India is along its AI journey. And with that, we come to the end of this episode.